Okay? So are we really getting to the basis of what the connection is between a neuron and a neurotransmitter there? If we've got words that we're putting in our answer that we don't even know? No, right? All right? So, and the only reason, like I said, we're doing this because I want to get out of this. Okay? I want to get out of you guys thinking that it has to be Google. Okay? It has to be Google 24/7. Let's take what Google gives us. It's a great tool. But then we have to take it a step further into our own. So what would we give that one? They did try. They did the assignment.
Give it 3.
3? 3. We've been, now like Sadie said, we have been given 5s. 3? Okay.
Yeah, you gotta make sure they run.
Put that nice round back.
All right, so let's go down here. We got 3 left. You guys are doing great. Thank you for your participation. So look here. The neuron sends the message to the other cells, but the neurotransmitter makes sure the message is received so they work together.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I think they took, that definition from Google and saw, like, how can I make...
didn't even look on Google. I just read the other definition.
Okay. So you just took the definitions and was like, well, how could these be related? Okay, I love that. All right, that's definitely a 10. All right. So we got this one. They transmit signals across the chemical synapse. That's the same answer that we had up here. What did we give that one?
Go ahead on my dad's one.
All right. So then we got one left. They both cause transfers of impulse to different fibers. What'd you say? Not really.
Wait, what?
Not really.
They were making an effort, right? It seems like they looked at the definition, the big long definition from Google, and tried to put it in their own words, but maybe they
And you gotta think about, like, they don't know what it is, too. So, like, they just now reading it and they trying to get the further information. So I say give them
Give them a 9?
Yeah.
How about...
Because they never read it before ever in their life. They don't even know what it
Neither
is.
did anybody else do.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
they
true.
trying to get it out of them.
True. And this is stuff, guys, this is stuff you have to do on your ECAs and all of those tests, okay, that they make you take, and I won't even get into that right now. But, yes, okay, I think I heard some 7s. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Okay, because they did,
8, 7, 8, 9.
it's more than that 5, because they didn't copy and paste, and they tried to get it in their own words, but we weren't necessarily right on key, okay? So yeah, I think a 7 is good. Okay, so thank you. I think we'll be doing more of this because I think it's helpful to see right answers, and I think it's helpful to see some wrong answers, or maybe some that are in between, and to kind of talk about how to get the right answer and how to grade, how to score this, okay? So this is a teacher's life, okay? This is what we do on Sunday nights, okay? So good job there. Go up to, I want you guys to switch gears, open Google Classroom, the thing called neurotransmitters. Go here, here. Second period Psych. Neurotransmitters, this one right here. Okay? Thank you. Now you can go back and grab yours because I've got paper for this that I want to use. All right, so Google Classroom, neurotransmitters, we're going to work on this together. There's no reason, when I go integrate it, there's 6 different chemicals that you should get a 12 out of 12. 2 points for each. All right?
So we can go back to the one that we already did. And
Yes, we're gonna talk about that, maybe add some different things.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, we did this, didn't we?
We did, but we're going to talk about it. Oh no, I just got a shipment delay on our brain.
Our brain what?
Our brain, yeah, our brain molds. It just said it was a...
It's probably only like 2 hours. 2 hours away.
I hope that's it, not like days and on days. Okay, so do we have this open? to be able to type, if you've already turned it in, just go back to it and hit unsubmit. If you're getting a view only. Okay. So does anybody want to give this first one here a try on how to say it?
Oh, so we put it in our own words.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about it. So if you have some of the stuff that I talk about, that's absolutely okay. All right, that's what I want to. This is kind of like a PowerPoint. It's a chart instead. Okay. Anybody want to give that word a try? Yes. Okay.
What's
And
it?
say it louder.
Acetylcholine.
Yep. Here we go. Here it is. It'll say it twice.
Acetylcholine. Acetylcholine.
Acetylcholine. Okay.
This is the only thing that's on that video.
Yeah. Her saying it twice. All right. So the function of it, okay. What this neurotransmitter is responsible for is this big thing right here: memory and learning. Okay. Memory and learning. And I asked you guys last time to take it a step further and try to find an illness that went with it. If you can't, if you didn't do that part, let's try to think just off the top of our head. Absolutely. Okay, I was going to say something that has to do with memory. Yes. Okay. If you have, I'm gonna flip it over here. I'm just trying to make it really big for you guys. Okay. Alzheimer's. Okay, that's a decrease in it. Okay, you don't have enough. All right. So what I want you to do is give me the function, and then just one associated disease with it. Okay? So it affects memory and learning, and it can cause Alzheimer's if you don't have enough of it. Alright? Another interesting thing, like if you get a black widow spider bite, then you have way too much. Okay, and that's how you get that big nasty infection or whatever may come with. Anybody ever been bit by a black widow spider? Seen?
Yeah, I see.
Ooh, man, they are nasty. Okay? And then Botox, you don't have enough either. Okay, what's Botox?
Ain't that the stuff probably been again?
The what?
Ain't that the stuff she got on her lips?
Yes, well, that's collagen. Botox goes in the side of your face to reduce wrinkles, or you can go in your forehead. It's a little unnatural. A little, I'm being nice there. Okay, so in this part, you don't have to have all of them, and I know you guys only have 2 columns, and that's fine. The next one, and I apologize so much, but mine are not in the same order as yours. So the next one that we're going with is dopamine. Dopamine. Okay, I think that's the 3rd one on your list. Let's make sure. Yep, so let's go to dopamine. And like I said, I know a lot of you have this done, but let's just talk about this, okay, because we did not talk about it last time. Okay, so dopamine. Movement, learning, attention, emotions, and rewards. There is a lot going on with dopamine, okay? Somebody in my first period said it's the feel-good neurotransmitter, and I liked that, okay? Huh? No, Justin's in this house. That was Kaylee. Okay, I really like that. So it has to do with rewards. Now, let's think about this. If you don't have enough dopamine, if it's your feel-good, you don't have enough dopamine, what might that cause?
Depression, I think.
Depression.
Don't that cause Parkinson's disease?
Yes. Okay? So also a decreased amount of dopamine can cause Parkinson's, which, what is Parkinson's? I was amazed that nobody in my first period knew. Parkinson's disease.
I don't know what it is.
Grandma
Now you
has it?
gonna bring it
They
up.
did the diagnosis
But I know
this
what
year,
it
and
is.
she's 92.
Oh, wow. Yeah. What are some, okay guys, let me just stay with this. Stay focused.
I think that's what it is.
What'd you say?
I think that's what it is.
Being old, yes, it's typically older people. Shaking. okay? They don't have a lot of control. Anybody know who Michael J. Fox is? Yeah? No? I'm seeing some,
Is
yes.
he like an actor?
Yeah, he's the actor. He was in Back to the Future, which I know is probably way too old for you all, which makes me feel really sad. But
No.
he is the guy, the main guy in, what's Marty McFly? He's Marty
Oh,
McFly.
he more than fly.
Yeah. Okay. It can also cause, so that's a decreased amount of dopamine will cause Parkinson's and depression. You guys are all right there. An increase in dopamine can cause schizophrenia. Okay? And schizophrenia is a mental illness that we will learn about. Schizophrenia is so complex that all of the other mental illnesses fall into categories. It has its own category. Okay? And I have dealt with schizophrenia firsthand. Not me personally, but I've seen it. Can anybody describe what it is?
It's like you hear and see stuff that's not even there.
Yes,
It's
yes.
basically like
Paranoid.
hallucinating, like just being like high the whole time, but you're paranoid.
Yes, yes, without taking anything,
Yeah,
right? It's,
you just,
yes.
you just trip.
Yes, and I want you guys, I encourage you especially during my mental illness unit, to watch a movie called A Beautiful Mind if you've never seen it, with Russell Crowe. It's about a very, very famous guy. Basically, I mean, he's almost like the father of economics. His name is slipping from me right now. Can't think of it. It's John something. I'll think of it in a minute. But it's about
Was it
him
when,
and his real life.
He was seeing, he thought he was married, but he really wasn't. He was seeing a little girl.
John
that was there.
Orbis.
And then he,
Did you look it up? He actually, he thinks he sees his roommate.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's John Orbis.
But I thought he got married too.
John Forbes Nash. It's John Nash. That's what it is. Yeah, Forbes is his middle name. What's up, Nash? What's your name?
So, after the period.
Come back in about 15 minutes. We'll be done and we'll be moving on to
Alright.
something else. Sorry. Okay. So yes, schizophrenia, too much dopamine. All right. Next one. This is the one that people seem to know the most about. You guys are doing well. Thank you. And here in a few minutes, you're not going to have to listen to me talk anymore. Serotonin. Serotonin, okay? And like I said, these are not in order, and I really apologize. Sleep, mood, hunger, arousal, and yes, what I mean by arousal, I do mean sexual arousal, okay? We will talk about sex in here quite a bit, so just might as well get used to it. All right? So yes, serotonin has to do with all of those things. I would also say that it's another feel-good, okay, transmitter. So serotonin. What are some things that you might think might go along with it? Depression. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Depression from a decreased amount of serotonin. So I said this before. I don't know if I said it to the whole class or not. The serotonin. If you take synthetic drugs, which are basically drugs that are made in a factory, you know, your ecstasy or whatever you guys call it today, all right? Those things, LSD, those things are draining your serotonin, okay? So you feel really good at the time, but then when you come down in the rest of your time, you have a decreased amount of serotonin because it depleted it from you, okay? The only way to get serotonin back is through,
More medication.
what did you say?
More medication.
Yes, more medication. You know, drugs that people take for depression and things of that sort. Those SSRIs, that's what they're talking about there, is it's a serotonin release back into your brain, okay? So a lot of people think that's interesting, and I think it's interesting too. It can also cause sleep disorders. If you got too much, you might not be able to sleep. If you have not enough, you're going to want to sleep more. And then anorexia, which I also think is interesting. If you have too much serotonin, okay, which is typically not a huge problem. Typically with serotonin, you don't have enough, okay? So serotonin is the one, if you, you know, if you're feeling depressed or you have something wrong, it's seriously a chemical imbalance, okay? It's a neurotransmitter.